What would you want to do if you went to Burning Man?
I don't know. I mean, I just always heard it was a bunch of old hippies walking around naked, so I don't know.
There's a little bit of that, but sometimes when that dust kicks up, you gotta put a little something on to cover the trouser hog. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, getting a sunburn on the old wing ding is not good.
Woo, I've experienced that.
Hey guys, you know what this means? Dino came through. I got my burger.
I've known you a long time, Dino.
Yeah.
And you have never, ever made me a cheeseburger.
You know what, man? Next time you come, it's
Go buy
on
an
for
RV.
sure.
Yeah, go buy an RV.
Oh, that's right. You're not a buyer.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers are for buyers, okay?
By the way, Dino, great burger. But what this means is I'm now a proud owner of a bus that I just bought from Mike Thompson's RV. That's why I got the burger. We're going to be coming to you soon. Look for the bus, guys. Great burger.
Burning Man, they got drenched. I guess a little too much water at Burning Man. What do you think, Adam?
They didn't need any help putting out the fire this year. Yep. Those coals went cold real quick.
They had more rain. In what period of time was that, Adam?
2 to 3 months of rain condensed into 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yep.
And nonstop for 12. So you went from a desert.
I'm pretty sure the other 12 hours we could round up to nonstop too if you were there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would split hairs like that, especially when you're going to that event really prepared for dust. You're prepared for dry, dusty conditions. So a lot of the things that you use to prepare for that, like a rain or like a mesh and things, I feel like is a lot of what we would use to try and create some layers between dusty conditions and where we'd be sleeping. Winds up working a little different with rain.
I don't know, Ed. Usually when I go somewhere, I check the weather, see what's going to happen.
Well, that usually is the smart thing to do. But, from what I understood, though, this was kind of a pop-up deal, wasn't it? Or was it forecast?
Oh, it was forecasted, definitely.
Yeah, because there was rain at the beginning of it that caused them to delay.
For a week.
They didn't have to delay for the whole week, but they did delay entry for a few hours because of Hurricane Hilary, which there was a lot of talk about. And I know especially throughout the West Coast, we were kind of like, I don't think it's really going to be that big of a deal. So really not having like much knowledge over how a tropical storm is going to act moving from, the Pacific Ocean over to the Nevada desert. Sure, there might have been a little lead time that people could use to make a decision, but there's still only so much they know in that situation.
Dude, you are so wrong. Come on, let's woke the fuck up. Dude, they knew that this tropical storm shit it's just another rainstorm, okay?
Yeah.
They knew it was coming through. You could see the radar. And May, the lady that owns Burning Man, she even said, hey, it's going to be a 4-day delay, and here we go. Guys, prepare for it. And they set out the warning, letting these people know rain's coming. Now, nobody knew that it was going to rain so hard and for so long, and so it got a little muddy. Nobody got hurt. It was a different experience this time, a wet one.
Yeah, which has happened in the past.
Yep.
Regularly. I know people have gone for years. Yeah, and you do need to go prepared for anything. But you sure learn a few lessons that really make you think, I feel like I know what to expect this year.
Well, I mean, being East Coast guy, we get hurricanes and tropical storms, especially down in the southwest corner of Georgia where I'm from.
Yeah.
I mean, it's yearly, so it's really no big deal. But,
because the land is like ready for it too.
Yeah,
right.
Well, that's a whole nother thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we got grass and trees and
swamps
bushes
here and there.
Yeah, and swamps and creeks.
Yeah.
So it runs off quicker.
Oh, yeah, totally. But, guys, the news is only talking about, the woke news is only talking about somebody died. Well, I'm sure somebody dies at Burning Man every year. You get 70, 80, 100,000 people out there in the burning heat. If they only lost one, that's a good year. But I think overall it still went off well. I mean, people still had a great time. The people that understand what Burning Man's all about, they still enjoyed the shit out of themselves. They still had the restaurant, the Waffle Houses open, and they were still doing their thing.
Yeah, that was my impression as well, having spoken to people who are going in and out right now. But I think that the like impact is probably even worse on vehicles this year.
Oh,
Because the rental RV situation is one that prices are always increased for because they anticipate a heavy cleanup of dust. I can't even imagine some of the old vehicles you've taken out to Burning Man for years, and you're like, this will be the last year, but let's see if we can stretch it. Something like that. I think that's really where the headaches started to show up.
or the guy that pulls up in his $3.5 million Prevost. That thing's never going to be the same.
No, yeah, I wonder what that guy's day was like. Sure.
So being from the South and the East, we don't even hear about Burning Man. I didn't hear about Burning Man until probably 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, what is Burning Man, though?
Well, it's not really a festival, but it's a gathering of people, particularly like who are heavy in on their art, whatever medium that is. And they create a city to kind of be a living alternative.
I would say a lot of one city with a lot of suburbs.
Yeah, so they create one city to be a living alternative, and like a 1 week like lifestyle protest to the normal world.
But now, didn't I hear on the news where they were getting protested?
Well, yeah, Hammer was showing me that video earlier actually, and that was like native, some of the tribes on your way out there, climate protesters.
Well, the natives weren't protesting. It was the climate protesters, and the native rangers, because they were on Indian reservation,
I get it.
had 80 miles of a backup, and so the smart ranger got up there and just drove his truck through their problem that they were causing and arrested them, like it should be done. Get the hell out of the road. And the nice thing about it was on the reservation, so American media couldn't go, oh, the protesters, you're being mean to them. You've been mean to the Indians forever, so get the fuck off their reservation, basically.
Yeah, really.
So it looks like it was members of the Pyramid Lake Paiute tribe protesting them being on tribal land. So, and that's, I think, something that's actually really common with a lot of festivals, is you still get pushback from where these festivals usually wind up being, trying to be in like very pristine, remote locations. There's still folks there who are like, hey, could you not drive all your, 40-foot Prevosts out here, or even your beaters? Like, we're kind of over all of you guys. That's pretty common across things like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's been going on forever.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way they handled it, I loved. Guess what? You can protest all you want, but blocking the roads and doing all that kind of stuff, I'm just not for that. And I love the way the ranger handled it. So kudos to that cat. Let the people get to the party, all right? Now, if you would have protested them leaving, then I don't have a problem. Get back your ass back there and keep partying. I would have been okay with that.
Hey, yeah.
But not letting me get to the party?
Help a little more with the cleanup, since you're going to leave tracked in mud everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I bet they got mud strung from L.A. to wherever.
Well, the way they do their cleanup too, they're really particular about, going across every square foot of space that's used.
They bring it right back to...
Yeah, so that was actually what I reached out to a few friends of mine who are going to stay through cleanup about, is like, what's kind of the approach you guys are going to do to even find like, anything from as big as like a pallet that you use to move beverages in and out of your camp to as small as a condom wrapper, right? You got to find everything in between those two. And after it's been covered in mud and re-dried, that sounds like a crazy cleanup process to me.
Well, and they've got, they rake the whole place when they're done. So what that means, like Adam was alluding to, is that not only, the rain's an issue, but after that is done, they go through with these big machines and they rake the whole thing. They've got metal detectors. I mean, they do all this weird stuff.
Almost like how they would rake Huntington Beach after 4th of July. Right. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But now that it's like cake mud.
Yeah.
You have to wait for it to dry.
Yeah. And you've almost got to like till it, I would feel like, to figure that out. That sounds like a crazy headache.
Yeah, that mud looked almost like the mud we would get in Iraq or Afghanistan after it would rain there.
Well, it is an old lake bed.
Wow.
So it's a particular type of mud that is from like old algae or silts and organisms, right?
I saw one dude wearing old snowshoes to walk through that mud.
Oh, yeah, I saw somebody in skis.
And you know what? You could get through it that way, but there's a lot of silk and
silt,
that's built up there. So
they might find a lot of silk this year. Who knows how bad the orgy tent got hit? You know, those are the concerns.
Guys, all I can say is Burning Man's cool as hell, and I'm sure all those people still had a great time, and can't wait to. We're going to be there next year, so.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Hey, check out Happening Now with Hammer at Burning Man.